Hello, and welcome to part 4 of the Spring 2023 SKYWARN Spotter Training program with the National Weather Service in Pittsburgh. My name is Jason Frazier, and I'll guide you through this last session that hopefully has been very informal about how to report and become a SKYWARN spotter. Again, as a reminder, there are additional online training that you can take if you would like more information or understand some of these topics a lot more in depth. These courses are approved and recognized by the National Weather Service and are free for you to register and take through places like Comet MetEd and the Spotter Network. Again, these are live training that are supplemental to what we provide here in the Basic SKYWARN Training program and allow you to test your knowledge and have quizzes afterward to see how well you can retain some of this weather information. This video is number 4 of 4 in our Basic SKYWARN Training program. And in this section, we'll be talking about how to actually report your instances of severe weather. All right, so we've learned the different types of severe weather, how the National Weather Service goes through its forecasts, why spotters are so important. So now it's time to take action. How do we actually report? First thing we want to really make sure to alert you of is that safety is our #1 concern. Your safety is critical, so we ask you to not take any unnecessary risk just to get some sort of special storm report. We do not encourage storm chasing. Simply, most of our spotters are just at home or maybe outside on the road doing whatever they are, and that's where they do their storm spotting. Make sure you know all the things that are going on with severe hazardous weather that's going on. What hazards are potentially at play? Lightning, hail, flooding. Do you know where you are? Do you know where the storm is moving or where it's coming from? These sort of information really can help make sure that you are safe no matter what is going on with the severe weather and as you're doing that severe weather report. And keep in mind too, storms can change direction, especially tornadoes. If you think it's maybe moving one direction, it's very easy for it to change. So always have a plan in place to take shelter quickly if those conditions do change. Spotting and storm spotting is also especially dangerous at night because when the sun goes down, it becomes very difficult to nearly impossible to identify some aspects of the storms. It's maybe harder to find the rain-free base or find where that wall cloud is to know where you are in relation to the storm. So if there is a warning in effect, we ask that you get to shelter. Don't go outside looking for the storm. You can always look at the impacts afterward and report that to us. Also remember that lightning can happen without warning far, far away from storms. So even if it's not raining at your location, don't spend time outside trying to look and see what may be going on because lightning can still strike you. And also remember that flash flooding doesn't just occur as it's raining. It can still occur after a storm passes. So don't go out looking for damage or trying to drive around because there could be still flash flooding that's occurring after the storm has exited with roadways washed out or things like that. So please always adhere to the rules or signage that may be up at that time. Now, as far as actually reporting, we ask you to tell us. We, the National Weather Service, love acronyms, and we've got another one here for you to remember, which is TLE, or TEL, if I could actually say the acronym right. But tell, give us the time, event, and location of your report. So what do we want you to tell us? Tell us if you've seen or see a report of penny-sized or larger hail. If you can tell us if you've witnessed or observed wind gusts that are greater than 50 miles per hour. If you've witnessed wind or lightning damage. If you witness flooding. If you see a tornado, funnel cloud, wall cloud. All this information is important along with all the details you can provide around that report. Whether it's video proof or picture proof or details about what type of tree limb was damaged or what type of house was damaged. All of that is very critical about telling us. Also provide the time that this occurred, where it occurred. Sometimes you might be at your house. Sometimes you might be in another location. That really helps us to make sure that we're getting the proper reports, proper information to make the best decisions going forward. And also remember, you might be feeling like something or a thunderstorm is severe, but less than 10% of the time, thunderstorms are not severe. So keep that in mind that not everything is going to feel like it's severe. Just kind of use this kind of filtering tool to know when and where to report this information. But do know that your report does matter. Just because a warning is issued doesn't mean we know what's going on the ground. your information helps to make our warning better. In the example we provided earlier in this training with tornadoes warning, we sometimes believe a tornado may be on the ground, but your information can confirm that a tornado is on the ground, and we can add additional language that has better action statements to tell people to take shelter because we now have that ground truth. People will believe when they actually see things are actually occurring. So remember, if you see a report, even if there's a warning out, we still need you to tell us. So also remember that just because a storm's passed or it's maybe even a day later, that's okay. You can still report to us. Those late reports are still vital information as we do our verification and later for various research or emergency management planning that goes on and is based on that sort of information. Try to provide any sort of pictures and videos with these reports is great because it gives extra confidence with the report. We can corroborate it with other reports and give us confidence of what's occurring on the ground. Think of it for hail, you want to maybe use a common object or a ruler to kind of provide reference. You can also do videos for tornadoes, whatever maybe helps to just give your report more credence of what's going on. And please remember to tell us where you are, even if it's just a city or highway reference, because there could be a lot of other storms that going on that have that potential. And giving us the exact location where you're at really does help us pinpoint which storm is doing what. How do you report to us? Well, if you go to our website, insert or enter the address here at weather.gov/Pittsburgh/reports, we have a whole page dedicated to listing all the different ways with which you can tell us your report. Very briefly, we have online submission forms, an 800 telephone number, as well as a recording line that you can call. You can try to send us your report via Facebook or Twitter messages, sending an email to our SKYWARN email with your report and videos or images, as well as using some third-party applications and websites to provide those reports, whether it's CocoRa's or MPing. And we'll go into the various methods here in a second. So if you go to weather.gov/Pittsburgh/reports, we'll provide you more detailed information on what to report and things to look for. Basically, it's kind of like a cliff notes of what this basic spotter training program provides in just a nutshell. So if you're looking to report something like tornado in this instance, it gives you some things to look out for and some of the terminology to use if you are using it. It lets you know what to report, especially if things are rotating, and again, a brief description of what each of these phenomena are. Again, this applies for something like hail, and it provides that handy little chart that shows you examples of what not to do, which is like comparing it to marbles, because marbles come in a lot of different sizes, but serving as a reminder to refer to hail sizes by its diameter and comparing it to an object like coins or similar shaped balls. Through our online submission form, if you click that link on our weather.gov/Pittsburgh/reports webpage, you'll be taken to a Google form. And basically, it's a self-explanatory online submission form that will walk you through you being able to choose what are you reporting. Are you reporting flood damage? Are you reporting wind damage? Are you reporting a tornado? It'll ask you for your location and all the information that we need to make sure to have a accurate and helpful weather report. Just simply follow the steps of that Google form, hit submit, and that information will go directly into our office to our operational staff and be able to be used as we make our warning decisions. An online program that we recommend and work closely with is the nonprofit group CocoRa's, which is another acronym but stands for Community Collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network. Think of this as just a network of weather enthusiasts who like to take weather measurements every single day as often as possible. And when they take these measurements, they send it to the website, and then the National Weather Service collects all this data to use as verification and things like that. One example is just rainfall measurements. A lot of our CocoRa's members currently will take rainfall reports and measurements with their rain gauge at their home. They'll provide it to us, and then that information eventually becomes like a rainfall total map or in our total rainfall public information statements. It's a great help to the National Weather Service. So if you're looking to maybe join a community, you can use it as frequently or infrequently as you like, but it's a great network to be a part of. You can find more information on our website at weather.gov/pbz, or go just directly to their website, which is www.cocoras.org. Another method to provide weather information to us is through an app called InPing, which is a crowdsourcing weather report app. Basically, you can just find your location, tag your time and location, select what sort of weather event you've seen, and hit submit. That report goes directly to us so we can see quickly, oh, this person's seeing freezing rain in this location. Oh, this person saw hail. This information gets ingested directly into our operational computers, and again, provides a great source for us to quickly see the information that you are seeing, that ground truth report that we need. Again, InPing is the app. It stands for Precipitation Identification Near the Ground. And it's a great tool if you like to participate more in the severe weather operation process. I'm going to jump back a couple slides really quick to also note a couple things on our weather page. Our primary methods that can get to these storm reports to us quickly beyond the online submission report and calling us is that Facebook and Twitter page, our social media channels. We actively utilize and check these avenues of interaction. And it's easy to upload and show any sort of reports or share reports from friends or neighbors to us. So if you have time to share via Twitter, social or Facebook, those are great methods to be able to get it to us. We'll respond to let you know we've received that report, and you'll get that included as part of our process. So in summary, as a SKYWARN weather spotter, you're now close to the end of this process, which is great. What do we need to remember? Well, never assume we know what happened. We are very highly qualified meteorologists. We spent lots of hours training to understand and interrogate different weather model information and things like radar data information. However, that still doesn't allow us to know what is actually happening on the ground. And that's where you, a spotter, comes into play. You give us ground truth, which will ultimately make our operations better and help to save lives and property. So remember, if you see something, tell us. Tell us the time, the event that you're seeing, and your location of that event. Thank you very much for spending your time with us and helping us protect life and property. If you'd like to learn more about our SKYWARN program, you can go to our website at weather.gov/pbz. Through that page, you'll find our SKYWARN page. If you have any additional questions or like to learn more, feel free to ask us via social media at NWS.Pittsburgh, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter. You can also find our email address on our main weather.gov/Pittsburgh webpage at the bottom that you can contact and learn more. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you in your reports soon.